Psalm 64 through 70. For the chief musician, a psalm by David. Hear my voice, God, in my complaint. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the conspiracy of the wicked, from the noisy crowd of the ones doing evil, who sharpen their tongue like a sword, and aim their arrows deadly words, to shoot innocent men from ambushes. They shoot at him suddenly, fearlessly. They encourage themselves in evil plans. They talk about laying snares secretly. They say, "Who will see them?" They plot injustice, saying, "We have made a perfect plan. Surely man's mind and heart are cunning, but God will shoot at them. They will suddenly struck down with an arrow. Their own tongue shall ruin them. All who see them will shake their heads. All mankind shall be afraid. They shall declare the work of God, and shall wisely ponder what he has done. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh, and shall take refuge in him. All the upright in heart shall praise him. For the chief musician, a psalm of David, a song. Praise waits for you, God, in Zion. Vows shall be performed to you. You who hear prayer, all men will come to you. Sins overwhelm me, but you atone for our transgressions. Blessed is the one whom you choose and cause to come near, that he may live in your courts. We will be filled with the goodness of your house, your holy temple. By awesome deeds of righteousness you answer us. God of our salvation, you who are the hope of all the ends of the earth, of those who are far away on the sea, by your power you will form the mountains. Having armed yourself with strength, you still the roaring of the seas and the roaring of the waves and the turmoil of the nations. They also who dwell in faraway places are afraid at your wonders. You call the morning's dawn and the evening with song of joy. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water. You provide them grain, and so you have ordained it. You drench its furrows. You level its ridges. You soften it with showers. You bless it with a crop. You crown the year with your bounty. Your carts overflow with abundance. The wilderness grasslands overflow. The hills are clothed with gladness. The pastures are covered with flocks. The valleys are also clothed with grain. They shout for joy, they also sing. For the chief musician, a song, a psalm. Make a joyful shout to God, all the earth. Sing to the glory of his praise. Offer glory and praise. Tell God, how awesome are your deeds. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies submit themselves to you. All the earth will worship you and will sing to you. They will sing to your name, Selah. Come and see the works of God, how his awesome deeds toward the sons of men. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the river on foot. There we rejoiced in him. He rules by his might forever. His eyes watch the nations. Do not let the rebellious rise up against him, Selah. Praise our God, you peoples. Make the sound of his praise heard, who preserves our life among the living, and does not allow our feet to be moved. For you, God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. You brought us into prison. You laid a burden on our backs. You allowed men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us to the place of abundance. I will come into your temple with burnt offerings. I will pay my vows to you, which my lips promised, and my mouth spoke when I was in distress. I will offer to you burnt offerings of fat animals with the offerings of rams I will offer bulls and goats, Selah. Come and hear, all you who fear God. I will declare what he has done for my soul. I cried to him with my mouth. He was extolled with my tongue. If I cherished iniquity in my heart, Adonai, who would not have listened? But most certainly God has listened. He has heard the voice of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his loving kindness from me. For the chief musician with stringed instruments, a psalm, a song. May God be merciful to us, bless us, and cause his face to shine on us, Selah. That your way may be known on earth and your salvation among all nations. Let the peoples praise you, God. Let all the peoples praise you. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for you will judge the peoples with equity, and govern the nations on earth, Selah. Let the peoples praise you, God. Let all the peoples praise you. The earth has yielded its increase. God, our own God, will bless us. God will bless us. All the ends of the earth shall fear him. For the chief musician, a psalm by David, a song. Let God arise. Let his enemies be scattered. Let them who hate him also flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Yes, let them rejoice with gladness. Sing to God. Sing praises to his name. Extol him who rides in the clouds by his name Yah, and rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless and a defender of widows is God in his holy habitation. God sets the lonely in families. He brings out the prisoners with singing. But the rebellious dwell in a sun-scorched land. God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness, Selah, the earth trembled, the heavens also poured down rain at the presence of God of Sinai, at the presence of God, the God of Israel. You, God, sent a plentiful rain. You confirmed your inheritance when it was weary. Your congregation lived therein. You, God, prepared your goodness for the poor. Adonai gives the word. The ones who proclaim it are a great company. Kings of armies flee, they flee. She who waits at home divides the plunder. If you lie down among the sheepfold, you are like the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with shining gold. When Shaddai scattered kings in it, let snow fall at Zalmon. The mountain of Bashan are majestic mountains. The mountains of Bashan are rugged. Why do you look in envy, you rugged mountains, at the mountains where God chooses to reign? Yes, Yahweh will dwell there forever. The chariots of God are tens of thousands, and thousands of thousands. Adonai is among them, from Sinai into the sanctuary. You have ascended on high. You have led away captives. You have received gifts among people, yes, among the rebellious also, that Yah, God, might dwell there. Blessed be Adonai, who daily bears our burdens, God, who is our salvation, Selah. God is to us a God of deliverance. To Yahweh, Adonai, belongs escape from death. But God will strike through the head of his enemies. The hairy scalp of such a one still continues in his guiltness. Adonai said, I will bring you again from Bashan. I will bring you again from the depths of the sea, that you may crush them, dipping your foot in blood, that the tongues of your dogs may have their portion from your enemies. They have seen your ways, O God, the ways of my God, my King, in the sanctuary. The singers went before, the musicians followed after, among the ladies playing with tambourines. Bless God in the congregation, Adonai from the fountain of Israel. There is a little Benjamin, their ruler, the princes of Judah, their councils, the princes of Zebulun, and the princes of Naphtali. Your God has commanded your strength. Strengthen, God, that which you have done for us, because of your temple at Jerusalem. Kings shall bring presents to you. Rebuke the wild animal of the reeds, the multitude of the bulls with the calves of the people. Being humbled, may it bring bars of silver. Scatter the nations that delight in war. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall hurry to stretch out her hands to God. Sing to God, you kingdoms of the earth. Sing praises to Adonai. Selah. To him who rides of the heavens, which are of old, behold, he utters his voice, a mighty voice. Ascribe strength to God. His excellency is over Israel. His strength is in the skies. You are awesome, God, in your sanctuaries. The God of Israel gives strength and power to his people. Blessed be God. For the chief musician, to the tune of Lilies, by David. Sing, save me, O God, for the waters have come up to my soul. I sink in deep mire. Where there is no foothold, I have come into deep waters. Where the floods overflow me, I am weary with crying. My throat is dry, my eyes fail me, looking for my God. Those who hate me without cause are more than the hairs of my head. Those who want to cut me off, being my enemies wrongfully, are mighty. I have to restore what I did not take away. God, you know my foolishness. My sins are not hidden from you. Do not let those who wait for you be shamed through me. Adonai Eliotibot, do not let those who seek you be brought to dishonor through me, God of Israel, because for your sake I have borne reproach. Shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger to my brothers, and a foreigner to my mother's sons. For the zeal of your house consumes me, and the reproach of those who reproach you have not fallen on me. And I have wept with my soul, fasting, and it was a disgrace for me. I made sackcloth my garment. I became byword to those who sit in the gate, talk about me. I am the song of drunkards. But as for me, my prayer is to you, Yahweh. In an acceptable time, God, in the abundance of your loving kindness, answer me in the truth of your salvation. Deliver me out of the mire, and do not let me sink. Let me be delivered from those who hate me, and out of the deep waters. Do not let the floodwaters overwhelm me, neither let the deep swallow me up. Do not let the pit shut its mouth on me. Answer me, Yahweh, for your loving kindness is good. According to the multitude of your tender mercies, turn to me. Do not hide your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer me speedily. Draw near to my soul and redeem it. Ransom me because of my enemies. You know my reproach, my shame, and my dishonor. My adversaries are all before you. Reproach has broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. I looked for some to take pity, but there were none. For comforters, but I found none. They also gave me gall for my food, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Let their table before them become a snare. May it become a retribution and a trap. Let their eyes be darkened so that they cannot see. Let their backs be continually bent. Pour out your indignation on them. Let the fierceness of your anger overtake them. Let their habitation be desolate. Let no one dwell in their tents. For they persecute him who have wounded, and they tell of the sorrow of those who have hurt. Charge them with crime upon crime. Do not let them come into your righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of life, and not written with the righteous. But I am in pain and distress. Let your salvation, God, protect me. I will praise the name of God with a song. I will magnify him with thanksgiving. It will please Yahweh better than an ox or a bull that has horns and hoofs. The humble have seen it and are glad. You who seek God, let your heart live. For Yahweh hears the needy, and does not despise his captive people. Let heaven and earth praise him. the seas and everything that moves within them, that moves therein. For God will save Zion and build the cities of Judah. They shall settle there and own it. The children also of his servants shall inherit it, and those who love his name shall dwell therein. For the chief musician, by David, a reminder. Hurry, O God, to deliver me. Come quickly to help me, Yahweh. Let them be disappointed and confounded who seek my soul. Let those who desire my ruin be turned back in disgrace. Let them be turned because of their shame, who say, Aha, aha. Let all those who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Let those who love your salvation continually say, Let God be exalted. But I am poor and needy. Come to me quickly, God. You are my help and my deliverer. Yahweh, do not delay.